This, my friends, is the facelifted, well, in fact, it's a thoroughly revised 2020 BMW 7 Series. I say, well, thoroughly revised because many things have changed, including, there it is, it's coming up on you. Do you see it? Quick, duck! Let's just address this for a moment right now. This is the new front kidney grille. BMW says that it is 40% larger than it once was, or in 2019, but to me it looks like it's 7 times bigger. And I swear to you, the longer you stare at it, the more insane it becomes. Right? I'm distracted now. I'm terrified, in fact. No, but seriously, otherwise, what BMW has done with the facelift, quote unquote, is give this car a whole level of elegance. It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, other than the, goodness gracious, I was gonna say maybe the Bengal era BMWs weren't that bad. No, I take that back. I mean, this car is majestic, elegant, powerful, poised. And usually I'm more of a regular wheelbase guy, but the long wheelbase, look at this thing. Oh my goodness. It's so regal. And the Donington gray, oi oi oi. The gold hues in the color, the tail lights, everything they've done to the car for 2020 just takes it to a whole other level. It's unbelievable. And yes, my car is absolutely filthy because I've already put about 650 kilometers on it on a long road trip in the rain. And believe me you, this was an absolute brilliant partner for the long, unpleasant road. You want to get a 750 BMW? Well, here's what you need to know. Base price for the I, the non-long wheelbase car, is $119,800. That's $119,800. The Li starts at $126,400. There is such a thing as the M760 Li with the silly V12, and I do say silly because I stupidly did not book it last year for some reason. It is $173,000 and change. There's also a 745 LE, the plug-in hybrid version, and it's about $122,000. Now, the car before you, this one, this long and luscious, oh boy, 750 Li is very equipped. I'm going to go through this quickly. Executive package, executive lounge tier 1 package, dynamic handling package, which is one of the most important in my opinion because it includes the rear wheel steering, advanced driver assist, the merino leather. I think the color is Amarone. Wait till you see this. Laser lights. Oh yeah, this is a fun one too. These laser lights, you see the lasers, right? It's a $1,500 option. I've been told that to replace this laser light, lighting system is about $10,000 a side. Ouchie. Oh, another option, which I can't believe is an option on this car, it's the M Sport brakes. It's $750, which is absolutely worth it, for the grand total of $155,800. Worth it. The only thing that was missing on the road was a passenger in the back to fully appreciate everything this car is. Let's do the usual little tour. Oh, I think I forgot to mention, it's got the fridge in the rear. Yeah, that's one of the options in my tester. Kind of eats up a little bit of the trunk space, but you can probably still stack like 2 golf bags and 2 golf bags, or 1 across. So yeah, there's plenty of trunk space. Are you ready for this? Amarone leather, I think it's Amarone leather seats. Look at the quilting. Look at this. The braided leather. It's unbelievable. I mean, I don't even have to sit down to tell you how much legroom there is. Obviously, long wheelbase. Look at this. It's so beautiful. And yes, it's a BMW, so it has ashtrays. My goodness, if you smoke in this car. Anyway, I guess you're rich enough to own it. You can do whatever the hell you want with it. So back here you have, yes, massaging seats with memory function. Controls on everything. And here you have the full gambit of adjustments for the rear seats. This is your little rear iPad to control audio and all other forms of controls. The rear seats are also heated and cooled. Yes, my friends, with your other HVAC controls. This is the place to be. This is what I was missing on my road trip, like a passenger over there, because there are a few other things about this car that really tell you that, yes, soft closed doors, I love those. I tell you that this car is to be driven and to drive. There it is again, right? The materials here, real leather, stitching, the quilting. Yes, the massage button for the front too. Bowers and Wilkins, which will blow your skull inside out. Endless options for adjustments. Let's start her up. This is your, yes, jazz. That's what you listen to in this car, if you get a little bit excited when you're on the road. So yeah, these gauges, the 12-inch screen is the same one that we saw in the Z4 and the 3 Series and a few other recent BMWs, including the X5. And I absolutely continue to love the layout. A few things are configurable up here. Steering wheel has all your controls, obviously. I mean, I'm not telling you anything new. This screen actually is lovely, like in most BMWs, so you can touch portions of it to change the menus. You can also use the xDrive 7 wheel, which works wonderfully well. Here are your drive modes. Yes, air suspension, my friends. Air suspension makes a world of a difference. This screen is wonderful too. I mean, everything is, it's so BMW, but so modern at the same time. I absolutely love it. Oh, look, yeah, voice commands. What can I help you with? Well, never mind. This is your standard wireless charger. Cup holders, obviously. Storage here is, well, not. That's it. It's really, I mean, other than the obvious immense comfort of this car, the other thing is the obvious and immense power. And there I am ruining the shots, because that's what I do. And drivability, the comfort. Anyhow, enough talking. My goodness, I've been going on for a long time. I'm gonna ruin the shot again. And let's go for a spin. Turn down the jazz a little bit. It's getting me excited. Gotta relax. Oh, I could have done this too. Is it gonna work? It's gimmicky, but I guess it works, right? Okay, so as part of that thoroughly revised thing I was saying about the 2020 model year 7 Series over the 2019 is that the twin turbocharged 4.4 liter V8 has gotten the once over. Essentially now it's been brought up to M850i specs. That is correct. So it's gone from 443 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque to a whopping 523 horsepower and 553 pound-feet of torque, from 1800 to 5300 RPM. So what that means is that, oh, working the abdominals. I love it. So what that means is that this massive 5,000 pound car, all-wheel drive with the V8 and a standard 8-speed automatic transmission, will hit 100 kilometers an hour in 4.1 seconds. 4.1 seconds. But the thing is, because it's a 7 Series, you'd never, I mean, other than your gut, like trying to keep your upper body leaning forward as the torque kicks in, everything happens so incredibly smoothly. I'm gonna turn the AC on because it's a little bit warm in here, and the cooled seats. The power is incredible, and what I love the most, no matter what the drive mode is, right now I'm in comfort. What I love is when you get on the throttle, say on the highway, you want to pass somebody, how the weight shifts from 5347 to probably, I don't know, 4060, and the front end just rises a little bit, and then the V8 just massages your ears ever so slightly, and off you go. Yes, the road trip was good, despite the weather conditions and the rain and all of that. So comfort mode is brilliant because you have access to everything, or almost everything, in its most smoothest configuration. This has adaptive dampers and a 2-axle air suspension, which means that you are just surrounded in plushness, in comfort, in softness. But you can take it one level further because the Comfort Drive modes has a plus setting. Comfort Plus, yes sir. And you know what that does? The most obvious thing is that it kind of dulls throttle response a little bit. You know when you're in stop and go traffic and you're playing gas throttle, in my case left, right. But anyway, right, it kind of occasionally becomes harsh because the transmission is going from like first, second gear or whatever. The Comfort Plus mode like kills all that. So there is never any of that harshness, that jerkiness when you're going through traffic. So I'm going to get out of Comfort Plus and go in adaptive, which is probably the smartest mode because then the car just sorts everything out from very comfortable to sporty. But, you know, there are lots more. There's an Eco Pro, whatever. I don't know what the hell that's for. There is a Sport and a Sport Individual. So Standard gives you Sport and everything, and then obviously Sport Individual allows you to configure it, which essentially means that I have everything in Sport except for the ride, and the dampers are in Comfort. I take it back. That's the most smartest, best way to drive this car. It's driving the 750 Li is only exciting because it is so big, so quiet, so isolated from the exterior environment. But and yet it is so powerful, and its presence is so incredible that like the two, this is, if you've never driven an EV, this is about as close as you'll get to driving an EV, where you have instant throttle response, instant power, and yet there's very little going on orally, your ears, right? It's just incredible. I love this car. The segment as a whole is not exactly, you know, the best to spend big bucks in, if only because, well, these things depreciate at an alarming rate. The closer you get to the warranty, I mean, like there's 3 years, 9 months, and 2 weeks left, depreciation is starting to take a stranglehold in the value of this car. But while you have it, as you lease it, because that's all you do with these cars, my goodness, you only want to take it for a drive. Oh wait, I forgot to start the massaging seats. Oh, you just want to escape in this car. And the long wheelbase just gives you an excuse to maybe find a second job. I mean, I'm pretty sure as an Uber or Lyft driver, you can charge 4 times as much if you show up in this car, or get some really, really huge tips, especially if there's champagne in the fridge in the back. Anyhow, this car is wonderful, wunderbar. I can't tell you not to get one, because I mean, if you want a 750 Li or 750i or even an S-Class or anything else in that category, well, actually, don't bother with the Lexus LS. It's lost its way. It's just gone. It's all wrong. Completely sour. Between this and the S-Class, you're in business. Anyhow, yeah, that's it. Oh, and the adaptive cruise control. You can actually change the setting from like semi level 2, I think, autonomous driving, or only with the radar for the distance control right here as you drive, as opposed to going through menus. I love that. Anyhow, there's so much more to say about this car, the features and the functionalities, but all I'm really interested in is that's it. That's all I'm interested in.